Hello there, YouTube, and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the Pacific Northwest in that wonderful little place of Belfair, Washington. Welcome to my channel, everybody. So this is May 2025's Paper Pumpkin Alternative Video number 33. So this will be my last card, everybody. This is it. And I hope you like what I have for you today. So let's get started. I'm going to move the whiteboard. I will do a paper pumpkin review. And, I can't believe 33. Wow. So this kit was called Mountain Majesties, and you could have created 3 of this card, this one, and the 3 different colored envelopes, Misty Moonlight, Lost Lagoon, and Petal Peak. On the back is a QR code that would lead you to a video to show you how to put this kit together as it is designed. A visual of everything in the kit. Down here it lists the coordinating colors. Now videos 1 through 5, I show you everything that comes in the kit. After that, I just mosey along like Mr. Hank, who is crashed out in my bed right next to my hubby. They were in there talking, and my hubby said all of a sudden he heard snoring next to him, and Hank is the cause. So this one down here is a set of 4 dies. It would lead you to them. They are called Hugs of Bloom. They will coordinate with April, May, and June's Paper Pumpkin Kit. Now the new dies are out and available. They're called Circle of Seasons. And yes, there is a circle in that set, and they will coordinate with July, August, and September's Paper Pumpkin Kits. The stamps are You Mean the World to Me, For a Wonderful Man, I Love You, Best Dad Ever, You're the Greatest, Happy Father's Day, Happy Birthday, and the bird. So you have this big bird set and this little one, and then I cut my birds right there, so I had 2 smaller sets of birds. I'm going to set this aside because I'm not going to need those stamps. I've already put them even back in the container, the little plastic that they came in. So I have a white card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored it for 1/4, and then I have a white envelope. So I'm going to show you what I have left from my kit. I did throw some little scraps away. So I have the 4 sentiment strips here. Now these are more than likely going to go into my white scrap bin. And then I have these 2 that are left. Now I'm probably going to use, I think, one of these. We'll have to see which one. I also have one that's stamped Waving Hello. We might use that on this one. I have the front part of an envelope, and I have the flap part of Lost Lagoon envelope. That being said, we're going to do an underwater scene, and I'm going to be bringing in these mermaid stickers that my Aunt Carol gave me. Because look at the colors, right? So we're going to do an underwater scene, and I think I'm going to go this way. And we're going to stamp a little bit of a background on here. So I brought in something. I'm not going to be using this one, but maybe you want to do something with seashells on this. But I brought this in for the sentiment. So it has, you are unique and completely amazing, and friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way, and I love that. So this was one of those hybrid embossing folders as well, because you had this embossing folder. This is, yes, retired. Oh, where are the dies? Apparently I left the dies. So this one had this wonderful, wonderful large die. I bought this to make a little scrapbook for my daughter for her birthday years ago when it first came out. I bought the entire suite. So this die cut out all of that. It was wonderful. Best thing ever. Haven't used it really since then. Don't intend to use the dies, but just wanted to share that with you. I left the embossing folder in the stamp case, so it stayed there. So those are the seashells. What I am after is the sentiment. Ooh, that is much larger than I remember. Friends are, look at that. That is so much bigger. Oh no, it's going to fit. So we're going to use one of the big ones. Friends are like seashells. And then we'll do the other one on the inside. So I need a couple of blocks now that I have some, since I took the You Are Amazing. Where is it? Right here. And I know all of these have been used because I stamped them all in her book. Do I want to stamp? We'll get the starfish. I want the starfish as well. All right. Now, for the background, we're going to use that lovely Seize the Day because that made such a lovely underwater background. It just does. We're going to use this one, and we're going to use the little bubbles. I think we're just going to use this one. That's going to be good enough. All right. So we are going to be stamping a background for our mermaids. I'm thinking now that I need a layer of black, and I just put the black up, but it looks like the mermaids have a bit of black on them, and this will, yes, we need to trim this one down. See, I hadn't got this far. I just was like, oh, this is what we're doing. I was sitting here chatting with my Aunt Carol, and I was telling her how I didn't know what I was going to do with this last piece of, for this kit, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's it. So now that I know, so now this envelope front will be 4 1/4 by 5, 4 by 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I don't think I'll be using the flap unless I glue it to the back. All right, we're just doing that little bit of black to tie in with the black that's around the sticker part of these mermaids. And let's take a look-see here, right? And how I do that with these stickers, this is just a dollar store sticker, everybody. Nothing big. But if you want to take a look, the trick is, what do I want to do? Do I want to use this mermaid? Like, I like this one. I could use this one and this one, right? Or Mermaid C. If I use Mermaid C, I'd have to do it this way. This is really cool, but that's not going to suit my purpose. And Mama Mermaid, not going to suit my purpose either. But this one, and this one would suit my purpose. So let's cut these out roughly, because we're going to lay them out and have a look. So I'm thinking landscape, right? This mermaid here and this mermaid, because we're just doing an underwater. This is not meant to be difficult. Those little bubbles I can't keep, so we'll have to create our own, but I like it that it looks like she's walking a crab there. Right? I like those together. And then our sentiment is kind of big, but we could do what I have been doing all along and just stamp this. So we're not using any of the sentiments. We're going to stamp this right here, because I really like that. Because that says, friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. I absolutely love that. This is going to work so well. Wow. And then I have these seashell stickers that I can use in the little crab as well. So we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is glue the black down to the card base, making sure the card base is opening at the bottom. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter for this layer. So layer number 1 is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's just to cover the front of the card completely. If you were being thrifty, you could die cut the center of this out with a die and use that on something else. But of course, you just saw me. I'm not going to go die cut that out. So that is done. My envelope is here. I could. No, that's just not going to work. I was like, would it? Nope, I'm not going to bother with that either. Okay, so we have that. We need Stampin' Piercement. I thought I had a piece of scratch paper here a minute ago, but apparently I don't. So we'll get a new one. I've gone through the most amount of scratch paper ever with this kit, ever. So we're going to stamp ourselves some seaweed in Pretty Peacock. Oh, first let's stamp our sentiment. So we know we have one mermaid here. And we know we have this mermaid here, right? Friends are like seashells. We're just going to come right here because that white is not going to be very nice. 1, 2, 3. That way we don't get any seaweed anywhere near our beautiful sentiment. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to start here. And then I'm going to come and stamp a few times in the background. Remember, this is going to get covered up there, guys, by our mermaid. So we're going to stamp in the center. And I got a bit of a halo. Don't like halos. So we're going to stamp here. And I'm going to stamp... All right, we have our little underwater ocean theme going on here. We're going to give ourselves some bubbles in here. Probably won't see any of that there. All right, let's take off the sticker. I mean, that's how quick that is, isn't it? Look at that. Then, see, we are going to have room. Let's just take off the sticker. There's more to take off of the sticker. Gotta peel it apart. This is beautiful. Oh, she looks like she's swimming. Oops. Hold on. That little piece has got to come away. Oh, it doesn't want to come away, but let's make sure it does. And then that little piece. I wonder if Hank the Tank is going to wake up anytime soon. It's funny that he was out cold. All right. I want to make sure I have the tail over that piece of it. So there's one mermaid, one friend. Here's the other. She has the Ursula hairdo. That is so adorable. All right, so now I'm going to glue this down. Two mermaids, two friends having a nice little swim. We can move that aside for now. Let's see. Let's add some little stickers in here for good measure. We don't need to stamp anymore. We can just add the seashells. I think that'll go on the inside. Let's just go ahead and put that. Ooh, we're gonna put the crab on here. All right, let's see what else we can stick on here. We have a sand dollar. I can stick that on the envelope maybe. I wonder if I can stick, I'm going to stick this one on the inside. I bet I can stick that mermaid tail right here. Maybe on the front. So we're going to stick the sand dollar. Oops, that one is not. That seashell. All right, this mermaid is going on the inside. Why? Because I can, and I'm trying to use them all up. We have a sentiment for the inside, but we're going to put this inside first. So where's my inside sentiment? You are unique and completely amazing. Oh, it looks like she's holding it up there, right? Please, it's not straight. It's going to be crooked. Well, I'm unique and completely difficult right now. We are going to cut off Mama Mermaid as straight as I can, and then put it on here on the envelope. So we have stickers on the envelope as well. See this mermaid? I would love, if that was not, I would put that across here. Let's see. There's a little bitty living space. Let's see if I can get this off and then glue that down. So I am going to put mermaid here. Just give me a minute, okay? I have an idea. I'm going to have to do it now. I want to take that foam bit off.
Almost all the time, don't want to. Want to be able to.
That's my hubby talking to somebody. That's what he sounds like, everybody. When he's not being the Navy chief. Oh, sometimes when he first retired, like the first 5 years afterwards, I had to tell him, okay, honey, I know once a chief, always a chief, but in this house, we don't serve the chief. He would start laughing, and that would get him out of his little funk he would be in. That would make him laugh. And he would nod. Yeah, I got it. Like, got it? Yeah. That just think of that. He's not being upset or anything. It's just sometimes when he talks. How did they do that? Oh, it went here. Thank goodness, because I was like, how am I going to do that? We're just going to put this right back on top. A lot of glue. We can put glue everywhere. Where there is a will, there is a way. just not over the fish. Over the A. I will pay for this card not to be go through a machine, and that's okay with me. All right, mermaid. Now, I'm thinking I take that and just put that on this envelope. If I'm gonna pay, there we go. If I'm gonna pay for it to be non-machined, I'm gonna pay for it to be non-machined. I'm also going to glue this down. I mean, Justice may be giving this to her friend instead of letting it go. May not go in the mail at all. Probably my daughter will give it to a friend. So that's all right too, but for the time. Well, wakey, wakey, Hanky. Hank just woke up, everybody. I'm almost done, honey. I'll be right there. All right. I do just want to tack the fins down a bit. I used almost every single sticker. We have a weird little fish here. We have a little fish. Do we put the fish up there? Look at that. Ta-da! We have a mermaid card. I used everything but the mama mermaid. Everything. Huh. Who knew? There we go. It's done. This is the last card. Then I can do the paper pumpkin review tomorrow. And I love this. I love it. Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. And then on the inside, we have you are unique and completely amazing. And it is completely sideways, but there it is. And it's gorgeous. And I did not use any of these. So these are going to go in my scrap box here for maybe next month. This is going to go in my little bits box. This is going to go in the recycle bin along with these bits. I will put these in the recycle bin. So that is my last card, everybody, and I hope that you like what I did. I love it. Something a little bit different to use with that last little bit. I do have some vellum pieces. So I didn't know what to do with this piece, to be honest. That's going to go in the... I'll put those two pieces in my Lost Lagoon. These are going to go with the Sunrise Sailing Bundle, these bits. So those are going to go with that. These will go with Lost Lagoon in my Lost Lagoon file folder. I mean, I could do another, well, I used all the mermaids. I was like, I could do another mermaid, try to do a mermaid card, but I really like using all of them together. I think that worked out really, really well. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again here in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everyone.